So guys and girls, welcome to the final part of the video where I'll be going into a bit of detail on which I think, in my opinion, is the best damage predator build that you can make. Before we do that, let's just get my opinion on what I think of the build. Now, I have a real love-hate relationship with this build, and sometimes I feel like I can produce crazy damage and the next minute I can be dead, and that's solely because the survivability in the build isn't great. I would recommend running in a team of 4 if I was just starting off with this build, but let's push on and I'll show you how I build 6-piece predator. So for me, weapons, I use the combination of the house and the MDR. Ideally you might get more lucky than me and you could have something like predatory and deadly on the MDR. Unfortunately I've got brutal and it's not unlocked. I do really like swift, but you could have responsive, you could have predatory. If you don't know what predatory is, I think I've got it on a Bullfrog somewhere. Yeah, there it is. So it regenerates 35% of your health on kill, basically. So that would make the build more sustainable and you would survive a lot longer. The stat sheet on my house is 51% crit chance and 131% crit damage. That's the highest damage I can get, and I will show you within me mods and me gear rolls how to accomplish that. So for the chest, I just have the standard health roll. I also have skill haste, which it's not the best roll. I'd prefer EDR or health on kill, just to give me that increased survivability. Going down to the mods, I have the same mods throughout this build. It's stamina crit chance. I know a lot of people run stamina health, but if you want that 51% crit chance, you need to be running crit chance mods. Now the backpack, I don't have health on the backpack, I have critical hit damage. The mods, I have exactly the same, crit chance. Now the performance mods, I've just put them in, first aid, self heal. You don't really have the skill power to use heals, so maybe you could swap them out for, if you're running a pulse instead of a booster shot, you could use pulse critical hit damage. That would make that slot beneficial. On the mask we have crit chance 4%, rolled on stamina. The gloves, we have firearms with crit chance, SMG damage and critical hit damage. The knee pads, same as the backpack, we don't have health, we have critical hit damage, just to push up that critical hit damage number. The mods, once again, critical hit chance. And then finally the holster, we have critical hit chance. So in all, with the 5 crit chance mods, that just gives us an extra 5%. Feel free to swap them to stamina health mods, but you won't be getting the maximum critical hit damage. So let's go into the abilities. As I say, you could run pulse if you don't want to run booster shot. I solely run booster shot just because it gives me that increased damage. Maybe with the mods in, with pulse mods, you might be able to hit slightly harder with a pulse, but then obviously if someone's running the scrambler, then your pulse is non-existent. The talents that I run, in my opinion, these are the only ones I'll run for this build, is on the move, just to give me that increased survivability. I run precision, which I'd say I run precision on 80% of my builds, because when I don't run pulse, I hit a headshot and I'll get the pulse. This one is the most important talent or ability for Predator. Applying the bleed to any target can trigger a 30% chance to trigger it on other targets within a 10-meter radius. That can save your life. And critical save, another great talent that I run throughout every build in the division. So yeah, that's pretty much how I set it up. What I'll show you next is how to optimize the build to get it to work for Skirmish. So onto the Skirmish side of the build, how I alter it so you can get the 6-piece working within Skirmish or Last Stand. It's pretty much identical to my normal Predator build, but I switch out 2 parts. I switch out the gloves from firearms to a pair of stamina gloves. As you can see, they're not great, the armor's low, but this is the only pair I've got to use. I'm losing 1% on me crit damage. Be nice if that was 17 instead of 16% critical hit damage. And also, I usually run all stamina crit chance mods, but I switch one to firearms crit chance mod. Over to the weapons, I'm using the same MDR. I have switched out the house, so I can, this is the only talent that I know I can unlock, is sustained, which isn't the best talent, but it still gives me health on kill. I lose deadly within Skirmish, so that obviously puts my number down to 115 from 130 or 131, because I'd have that extra 1% on my gloves. But yeah, the stamina is nearly 10k, but as soon as you enter the Skirmish match or the Last Stand match, that will change and it'll be 9k stamina, which will give you the 6-piece bonus. But that's it. That's both builds, and that's how I build them. I just like to say I appreciate all the support I get. Obviously it's me first time doing commentary, so it's not the best, but it's something I can work on. And enjoy the build. And for now, I'll see you later.